Welcome to Stay Paid Real Estate Marketing. Unlock the secrets of success in the real estate world, where each episode delivers valuable tips and strategies to elevate your marketing game and help you succeed in both life and business. Brought to you by Reminder Media.
Welcome to Stay Paid. My name is Joshua Stike.
And I'm Luke Akery.
And there are many ways to promote your business or highlight your services, but one of the most powerful ways is through client testimonials. And the most compelling form of testimonial is through case studies, because they allow you to tell a deeper story and are more likely to be impacted by, and people, are more likely to be impacted by and remember stories. So today we're going to go over some guidelines and tips on how to create an effective case study that showcases your value to your clients, demonstrates your skills, and inspires potential clients to choose you.
I love it. Yeah, I think the reason why most people don't do case studies is it takes a little bit of effort. But it's fantastic. It is a fantastic way to showcase the blueprint of success that somebody had using your services or product.
Yeah, and your whole goal here is to tell a story that other people can then relate to, that find themselves in that same situation, and see how you help those clients to get out of that situation. So we're going to go over some steps here. The first step that you want to do, we're going to break this down for you. Choose a compelling story. So you want to focus on a client with a unique challenge or situation that you helped overcome.
Yeah, you got to frame it to where you know how like great movies are like framed up a certain way.
Yeah, there's a story arc.
Yeah, correct. And you have to have like the enemy. Mm-hmm. What is the actual pain point, right? You have to. So when you look at like the case studies that you want to spend your effort doing, is you want to try to look at the case studies that solve a problem that apply to a lot of people.
Yeah, exactly.
Because when you use it in your testimonial, that's where it's really going to help.
Yeah, and if you're looking for some inspiration, I know we have a lot of different people that listen to this podcast. I pulled some examples for our real estate listeners, insurance agents, and financial advisors. So if you're a real estate agent, this could be finding a client that you helped find their dream home in a competitive market. It could be someone that you helped sell their house quickly in a sluggish market, which we just kind of experienced and are still experiencing a little bit right now, or navigating complex negotiations for first-time home buyers. Now, here's what that story might sound like, according to Bard, whenever I asked it. Selling a house in a sluggish market. John, facing financial hardship, needed to sell his inherited family home fast. You staged the house beautifully, implemented targeted social media campaigns, and held strategic open houses, resulting in multiple offers and a sale within 2 weeks, exceeding John's expectations. So that's a very short, brief version of it. We're going to kind of break that down as to how you can craft your case study as well. If you're an insurance agent, some ideas might be an unexpected medical crisis that a client had that you helped them get out of, protecting a young family's future, navigating a complex property claim, or saving a business from financial disaster. And then if you're a financial advisor, here's some ideas: overcoming financial doubt, retiring with comfort and confidence, preparing for the unexpected, and navigating a market downturn. So those are some ideas. Think about some clients that may have faced similar situations. Again, this one's from Bard, but in terms of navigating a market downturn, this story might sound like Emily, a nervous investor, panicked during a market correction, contemplated selling her portfolio at a loss. You calmed her fears, explained long-term market trends, and adjusted her portfolio to be more resilient to volatility. With your guidance, Emily held onto her investments and saw them recover, increasing her confidence and understanding of market fluctuations.
Dang, dude. You don't even need to write anything anymore. You got Bard to do it for you. That's the tip of the show, seriously.
So think about some clients that you've worked with that fit into any of those examples, and how can you reach out to them and do like a full case study on them. Second step here is going to be to set the stage. So you're going to introduce your client, just like we read in those examples, what their situation was and what their initial goals were, and then their specific challenges and why they sought your help in the first place. This really kind of sets the stage of the story.
Yeah, this is the key of honing in on what's the problem that occurs to most people that you can talk about. Yeah. And so because you want to use this in marketing, not for the client you wrote it for, even though you'll send it to them, but you want to use it in marketing.
Exactly. Number 3, you want to make sure that you're highlighting your expertise. So outline the strategies and tactics you implemented to address their challenges and show how your knowledge, expertise, and network came into play. So just like we went over those examples, setting the stage, Emily, a nervous investor, panicked during the market correction. And then what did you do? You came in, calmed her fears, and explained long-term market trends and adjusted her portfolio more. And
I would encourage you, at least from my perspective, is case studies that have more detail. Don't be afraid to pile on all the things you did.
Yeah.
And really specifics of what you do, because it's when you think about the mind of the buyer or the consumer reading this case study, what they're really judging is what is it specifically that you bring to the table in your expertise of why I should choose you. So
over every other.
Right. So don't just say I advertise their product on social media. State, I ran Facebook ads, generated this many impressions that did the XYZ, because it speaks to your quality, your expertise, and the specifics of what you actually did.
Love it. Perfect tie in to the next point, which is to quantify your results. So just what you're saying, it's not just, hey, I did this and good things happened. It's actually looking at what did this produce for that client, whether it was selling the home above market value, it was increasing their portfolio or stabilizing their portfolio, show the potential loss that could have happened if that client wouldn't have worked with you, and make sure that using specific examples of that return on the investment of using you. Number 5 is to capture the emotional impact. So you'll notice there in some of those examples, emotion really helps people. The numbers kind of make people excited.
Emily would have been destitute. She was crying on the corner.
What people connect. Exactly. Emily was nervous, and you ended up increasing her confidence. In the first example, you had John facing a financial hardship, and at the end of the day, you exceeded John's expectations, which is that emotional connection. What's the emotional impact that you're having on that client and the problem that they're going through? Did you help them alleviate stress, fulfill a lifelong dream? Make sure you're showcasing the positive change you brought to their life. And then the sixth one, I'll tag on to what you were saying too, which is include visuals. So when you talked about running Facebook ads, actually highlight the ads that you ran or the social media.
Even show pictures of your clients that you helped.
Yeah.
Get a real frowny face, crying face, and then a smile. I'm just kidding. But definitely show a picture of your clients on there.
Absolutely include a picture of your clients with their consent. And then also, if you're in real estate, make sure you're showing the property before and after pictures of the property, as long as you have consent from your clients. You can use tools like Canvas. You don't have to be a designer. You're thinking about, okay, I have to do a case study. This has to be 2-3 pages. I went on to Canva this morning, typed in case study examples in their library. Hundreds of examples came up, from 1 pagers to 2 pages to 12 pagers that are already pre-designed. All you have to do is put your copy in there, which you can have ChatGPT or Bard write for you. Put your copy in there, and then make sure that you're segmenting it in a way that is easy to follow. So you want to tell the story, you want to tell how you solved, you want to do what Luke did, which is make sure you're listing out all of the things that you did, but make sure you're putting that visually, setting it up so that people can scan it just as easily. You don't want to make people read a book here. You want to make sure that people can scan through and follow without having to read every single word.
I would tell you most people won't read.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's proven. Like, most people don't read, they will scan it. And so that's why the visuals are actually probably the most important. And then your headlines, how you're kind of breaking it down structure-wise, making it these almost like headlines of, here's the problem, here's the process I implemented, here's the solution, so people can just quickly see, because they're probably not going to read the whole thing.
Yep. Other ways that you can promote or display your case studies visually would be on your website. So if you have your own website, you can include a page that has case studies. You could put it in a blog post on your website, so you have a simple blog editor. You can do that. Video is another great way. You can you can do a case study through video by interviewing your clients.
That's a great idea.
You could even break it down on social media. So again, go to Canva, get a carousel template from Canva, and then just break it down into 5-6 slides for your social media. You can post that and kind of share that with your audience as well. Use the same story in all of those different formats. Number 7, keep it concise and engaging. This recommends 1 to 2 pages, avoiding unnecessary detail. I don't focus so much on the length or the number of pages as much as it has to be engaging. So it can't be boring. It can't be a ton of data that nobody's going to sift through. If you have an engaging enough story and you need to make it 12 pages and you can keep somebody's attention all the way through those 12 pages, there is nothing wrong with that. But think about how you're holding people's attention more so than the length. You do want to keep it concise.
The best exercise is, who is the audience you're going to show this case study to?
Yeah.
And what do they want to see, hear? What do they want the result to be for them? Because if you write it with the audience in mind, then you'll actually write it in a way that's engaging. Yeah. If you try to sit down and write an engaging case study, you will not have success. It's like you're not sitting here writing a story. You're almost writing an ad, in essence, and going, hey, there's a certain target audience that I want to see this case study and be convinced that because they're in the same situation as this current client, they should use me because I've already helped this person get the solution they wanted.
Yep. Well, speaking of treating it like an ad, just like your advertisements and any of your marketing, you need to make sure that you're doing number 8, which is to include a call to action. So conclude by prompting potential clients to reach out to you for similar assistance. If you're printing this out and using it maybe at your open houses, a QR code that takes them to a website to convert is a great idea. You could also include your phone number for them to text. Having people text you is a lot less, I guess, pressure than actually picking up the phone and calling and needing to talk to someone on the phone right there and then. If it's on your website, make sure you're linking to a form where people can connect with you. Or if you're posting on social media, use the call to action to DM you or to comment below that you would like to speak to them because you're in a similar situation.
Think about your call to action kind of like a funnel. I forget who it was that we just interviewed. Who was it? Man, Lindsay, I think it was. But she does a mini chat on her Instagram, and she basically has people comment if they want her buyer guide or they want her seller guide. And mini chat then takes care of that automation, right? Well, think about your case study almost the same way. If you're writing a case study on how you help this buyer, at the end, your call to action could be, hey, get my free buyer's guide resource that now it's not asking them for specifically, do you need help buying a home? Because most people are not going to be that specific in wanting to give their information, but they will want more resource from you. And now they're interested. Or same with your seller's guide and so forth.
Yeah, great idea. Some additional tips, make sure, like we mentioned, using real names and locations with the client's consent. That definitely adds to the authenticity. Emphasize the ethical practices and commitment to the client's satisfaction. And then make sure you're highlighting, like we said, any skills or achievements that differentiate you from the rest of the competitors out there. There you go. Thank you so much for listening. Those are your tips on getting started for how to produce a case study for your business. You can head on over to staypaidpodcast.com for the show notes and the video of this episode. If you like this episode and want to show your support, jump on over to Apple Podcasts, leave us a 5-star review, as well as a comment. We will read it here on the show. And the
also,
best way,
Spotify. You can review us on Spotify.
Well, I don't think you can leave a review. You can star review us, right?
Yeah, you can star review
So
us
definitely go to
hit
the
those
review.
5 stars, baby.
Check out the polls and the questions that we post with each episode as well over on Spotify. The best way to show your support is to simply share this episode with somebody that you know. Did you guys hear? I don't know if you've been watching the news recently, but did you hear about the kidnapping at school?
No.
He woke up, I heard. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Good job, Ethan. You're on top of it.
Yeah.
Starting the new year off right. All right. If you want to get a hold of me or Luke, you can email us at podcast@remindermedia.com, or you can find us on Instagram. We are at Stay Paid Podcast. For this episode of Stay Paid, I'm Joshua Stike.
Guys, and I'm Luke Acree. Your action item from this is to write a case study. Actually, you don't have to write it. Go to Bard, have it write an example case study for your business, and then take that and think about all your clients that you've helped and go, how do I apply this example that Bard wrote for me to one of my current clients that I have? Apply some of the tips you learned here on the show. Remember, the difference between top producers and mediocre producers in every business is top producers take action. Take action on that today.